In today's lecture, we are going to talk about another important cellular organelle, which is called as plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is also called as the cell membrane. And it is because it is the outermost boundary of the cell. It is the outermost boundary of the cell, and what does it do? Because every organism, the body of every organism is made up of the trillions of the cell, and the plasma membrane or the cell membrane is the most important component of the cell of every organism. It is the outermost boundary of the cell, and what does it do? It is a physical barrier, or you can say it separate, or you can say it is separate the internal part of the cell, which is called as cytoplasm, from the external part, and keep the internal activities separate from the external activity of the cell. So it is a physical barrier which keep internal separate internal part of the cell, which is the cytoplasm, from external environment. And there is another feature of the plasma membrane, which is plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Why it is called as selectively permeable? Because it permits a specific or certain substances to get inside the cell, and you can say it protects the inside environment of the cell. So it is selectively permeable because it allows only the certain substances to get inside the cell and allows specific substances to move outside of the cell. So it is a selectively permeable membrane. Water, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. These three elements can easily move inside the cell by passive diffusion, while the other substances like zinc, sodium, or other macromolecules or other macro or micromolecules can move into the cell through specific pores or channels. So plasma membrane is selectively permeable membrane, and the water, carbon dioxide and oxygen, they can get easily inside the plasma membrane by the process of the passive diffusion, because the cell needs all these things for its survival. Cell needs water, oxygen and the carbon dioxide for its survival. While the other micromolecules, they can move into the cell by a specific channels or by specific pores which are present in the plasma membrane, and these channels or these pores are made up of proteins. So plasma membrane, it protects the cell internal organelles from damaging. And there is another feature of the plasma membrane, which is plasma membrane maintains the shape of the cell. It maintains proper shape of cell, protect the cell from pathogens. Because it is selectively permeable, it do not allow the pathogens or any other bacterial or the viral substances to get inside the plasma membrane. So it protects the cell, it maintains the proper shape of the cell, and it also protects cell bursting. It do not allow the excess entry of the water inside the cell, and this is how it protects the cell from bursting. So these are the certain features of the plasma membrane. So coming towards the structure or the model or the shape of the plasma membrane, how the plasma membrane looks like and what is the composition of the plasma membrane. Typically, plasma membrane is made up of lipids, which is phospholipid, and lipid is a form of a bilayer. So plasma membrane is made up of a phospholipid, bilayer, and protein. The major portion of the plasma membrane is made up of lipids and proteins, and somehow carbohydrates are also present in it. So if we draw the structure of the plasma membrane, so if it is a cell, and if we zoom this structure of the plasma membrane over here, then we will see how it looks like. This is the cell, this is the internal portion of the cell, which is called as the cytoplasm, and this is the plasma membrane. This is plasma membrane. Okay, now I am going to zoom the structure, or I am going to make the internal structure of the plasma membrane, how this plasma membrane looks like. The plasma membrane is a double membranous structure. I told you that plasma membrane is made up of the lipid bilayer, which is a phospholipid bilayer, protein, and the carbohydrates in a small amount. So if we see the structure of this plasma membrane, then it would be like it is made up of a phospholipid bilayer. And you all know that the lipids are made up of a head and a tail. In case of the phospholipid, the head region is made up of a phosphate group, and the tail is made up of, in case of the lipids, the tail is made up of fatty acids, a long hydrocarbon chain which is called as a fatty acid. So plasma membrane is made up of a lipid bilayer, phospholipid bilayer. The lipid bilayer is made up of the two things. Lipid bilayer is made up of a phospholipid bilayer is made up of a head region and a tail region, which I have brought over here. The head region, it is made up of a phosphate group head, and the head region is hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means water loving, or it can attract the water. Hydrophilic means water loving. And the tail region is made up of a long fatty acid chain. Fatty acid basically is a long chain of the hydrocarbon. The tail region is made up of fatty acids. So this is a structure. This is the structure of phospholipid. So the plasma membrane is made up of the two layers, two lipid bilayer. This is phospholipid bilayer. And there are the certain proteins which are found in the plasma membrane. These proteins may be internal proteins, or they may be external proteins which are present on the surface of the plasma membrane. Internal proteins are called as internal proteins. These are the internal proteins. They are called as intrinsic proteins. And the external proteins are called as extrinsic proteins. External or peripheral proteins. So we all know that our body is made up of almost 60% of the water, 60 or more than 60% water. So water is present inside the cell and outside the cell. But we said that this membrane is made up of a lipid bilayer. The head region of the lipid bilayer is hydrophilic, water loving, while the tail region of the lipid bilayer is water repellent, which is tail region. Tail region is hydrophobic, or water hydrophobic means water repellent. So the plasma membrane is arranged in such a manner that the shape of the plasma membrane can be maintained. You can see the head region is hydrophilic. Here the head region is hydrophilic. While inside the head region, the middle portion is made up of a tail region of the liquid. The tail region. The tail region is hydrophobic, means water repellent. It cannot absorb. It cannot allow the water to pass through. Okay. So this is the cell, and outside the cell water is present. You can see here water is present. So the head region is water loving. The head region of the lipid bilayer is found over here, like this. And this plasma membrane is double membranous. So inside this another layer is present, like this. And inside it, the inner portion of the cell, in the inner portion of the cell, in the cytoplasm, there is also presence of water. So the head regions of the plasma membrane are towards the water, towards the outside and towards the inside, the head region is found towards the bottom, while the inner portion of the plasma membrane, which is made up of the fatty acid tail, it is the hydrophobic region. So this arrangement is due to the maintenance of the structure or the particular shape of the plasma membrane. Okay, now the question is how the water from the outside environment will get inside the cell as the tail region is not water loving. The tail region is not allowing the water to get inside the cell. The water will move inside the cell by the presence of a specific protein. I have brought the protein over here. It's the intrinsic protein, and these proteins are also called as the channel proteins. These channel proteins will provide a passage or a pathway. These channel proteins will provide the passage or the pathway for the movement of the water from the external environment of the cell towards the internal environment of the cell. So water will move by a specific channel into the cell, and these channels are called as the channel proteins. These channels are made up of the proteins which are called as the channel proteins. Now what is the function of these intrinsic proteins? Channel proteins provide a passage for those substances to pass through which are not allowed by the phospholipid bilayer to get into the cell. Now what is the function of the extrinsic proteins? These extrinsic proteins, they work as the receptor. They work as a receptor. It means they receive specific stimuli like, for example, insulin. Insulin is prepared in the pancreas. So the specific cells have the specific receptors to give a passage or pathway for the insulin. So if insulin is prepared in the pancreas, so the liver cells, suppose this is the liver cell, and liver cells has the specific receptor to receive the insulin and allow it to move inside the cell. So the extrinsic proteins, they work as a receptor. They work as an immune system defender. Like the extrinsic proteins, they can also work as a part of the immune system. Like they will not allow the entry of the certain pathogens into the cell, and they will keep them outside the cell. So the extrinsic proteins, they work as a receptor. They work as a identification of the certain pathogens like viruses and bacteria. So you can say extrinsic proteins, they work as a receptor. They work as a identification of foreign pathogens, and extrinsic proteins, they also work as cell signaling. They also perform function in cell signaling. Okay, so these are the functions of the lipid bilayer and the proteins which are the part of the plasma membrane. Now the third portion is the carbohydrates. In the case of the plasma membrane, carbohydrates found in a very small amount, and they are present attached with the proteins in the form of glycoproteins. Like these are the glycoproteins. Glucose is attached with the protein is found in the plasma membrane, which are called as a glycoprotein, and the function of the glycoprotein is also work as a receptor molecule, and it also work in the cell signaling and attachment of the cell. Glycoprotein, the major function of the glycoprotein is cell to cell attachment. attachment of the cell membrane of the one cell to the cell membrane of the other cell. The function of the glycoprotein is cell-to-cell attachment. So this is the structure of the plasma membrane, and this structure of the plasma membrane is called as fluid mosaic model. This structure of the plasma membrane is called as fluid mosaic model, and this model is given by two scientists, Sanger and Nicholson, in 1972. So what is meant by the fluid mosaic model? Why it is called as fluid mosaic model? Because in this case the phospholipids, they are found in the form of fluid, in the form of, why it is called as fluid mosaic model? Because the phospholipids are continuously flowing. These phospholipids, they continuously flow. Are in continuous flowing so that is why this is called as fluid mosaic model. And what is meant by mosaic? Mosaic means specific arrangement of anything. So in this case, fluid mosaic model is the specific arrangement of proteins and lipids. So what is fluid mosaic model? The fluid mosaic model tells us about the specific arrangement of the phospholipids and the proteins in the plasma membrane. And this model is given by the two scientists, Sanger and Nicholson. So this is about the structure, composition and the general characteristics of the plasma membrane.